Yeah, you guys knew this was coming. Hey everyone, this is Rabbitearsblog, and welcome to my general discussion series. So today's general discussion is going to be on my predictions and hopes for Sonic the Hedgehog 3. And before I get into this, here are a few words from the channel. Alright everybody, it's time to get on the social media train. Want to chat with me in 100 words or less? Then check out my Twitter account. Want to talk about movies, TV shows, and video games within the group? Then check out my Facebook account. Want to check out some of my ultra cool fan art? Then check out my DeviantArt page. Want to get the lowdown on everything that's happening on this channel? Then check all of the above. And now, we return to our regularly scheduled program. So this is actually the second time I did a predictions video for a movie. The first time I did a predictions video, it was for the second Sonic the Hedgehog movie, and some of my predictions did come true in that video, like most notably that Knuckles was going to show up in Sonic the Hedgehog 2, and lo and behold, he's in that movie. But anyway, I wanted to do a predictions video for Sonic the Hedgehog 3, since Paramount had already announced that they were going to make Sonic the Hedgehog 3, as well as a Knuckles TV show, and I wanted to go ahead and bring out my predictions of what I think might happen in Sonic the Hedgehog 3, as well as some of the things I really want to see in Sonic the Hedgehog 3. So before I go into this video, I just want to warn you guys that there will be massive spoilers in this video. So if you have not seen Sonic the Hedgehog 2 yet, you might want to watch that movie first before you watch this video. However, if you've already seen Sonic the Hedgehog 2, or you just want to know what my predictions for Sonic the Hedgehog 3 are, then keep watching this video. And now let's get started with the predictions. So my first prediction is that I think that the storyline is going to be very similar to Sonic Adventure 2. So for those of you who don't know, in the post-credits scene of Sonic the Hedgehog 2, we get to see Shadow the Hedgehog for the first time. And because Shadow the Hedgehog made his debut in Sonic Adventure 2, I'm thinking that the storyline is going to be very similar to Sonic Adventure 2. Now, I originally thought that they were never going to adapt a storyline from the Sonic the Hedgehog games faithfully to the movies, but after seeing Sonic the Hedgehog 2 and seeing that the storyline for that movie was based off of Sonic 3 and Knuckles, I'm like, maybe it's a possibility that they're going to start adapting storylines from the games themselves. And I feel like they're going to adapt the storyline from Sonic Adventure 2 because now we have the introduction of Shadow the Hedgehog, and he makes his debut in Sonic Adventure 2. So in terms of story, I think they're going to have a setup where Shadow's still upset about Maria being murdered by Gun, and how that's going to lead into him wanting to take revenge on humanity as a whole. And we get to see how either Dr. Robotnik or Agent Stone, and I will get more into that later on, but in Sonic Adventure 2, Shadow pretty much tricks Dr. Eggman to opening up the arc cannon from the Space Colony arc, and I feel like the same thing is going to happen in the third movie, where we have Shadow trick either Agent Stone or Dr. Robotnik into opening up the cannon that will open up the Space Colony arc. So I can see that happening in the movie at some time. Another prediction that I have for this movie is that I think either Rouge or Amy Rose will be introduced into this movie. And the reason why I say that is because, like in Sonic Adventure 2, they have a major role in that game. Like you have Rouge the Bat, who plays as a partner to Shadow in Sonic Adventure 2. And then you have Amy Rose convince Shadow that he shouldn't destroy humanity because of what happened to him. So I'm guessing either one of those characters or both of those characters will be showing up in Sonic Adventure 2. My bet's on Amy Rose coming into the third movie because she would become good friends with Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles. And I would love to see the relationship between her, Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles, and see how that develops in the third movie. And then hopefully we see more of her relationship with Shadow the Hedgehog in this movie, if she does show up in this movie, and we see how she's slowly trying to convince Shadow to not destroy the world because of what happened to him years ago. So I like to see that aspect of Amy Rose's character. But on the other hand, I think that Rouge the Bat might show up in Sonic the Hedgehog 3 because of her connection with Shadow and how she works with Shadow throughout the whole game. She might work with Shadow throughout the whole movie. So it'll be interesting to see how they're going to portray Rouge in this movie and see what kind of role she plays in this movie. So that'd be pretty interesting. And also because we need more female Sonic the Hedgehog characters in the movie franchise. So either one of those characters would be good fits for Sonic the Hedgehog 3. And then another prediction I have is that Sonic is going to try to convince Shadow to be good, but it doesn't work out well the first time he tries it. And This was actually mentioned by one of the writers, Pat Casey, where he says that Sonic is trying to do just that. He's trying to convince Shadow to be the good guy, but Shadow is so traumatized by the events that happened to him years ago that he doesn't really connect with Sonic the first time. So I am excited to see how that plays out. I hope they really develop that very well, and I hope that we get to see more of a relationship between Sonic and Shadow and see how they both connect with each other and how Sonic is trying to connect with Shadow. So I like to see how their relationship is going to be like in this movie, and I like to see Shadow's character as well be very well developed in this movie. Like, I like to see that tragic backstory he has where Maria gets killed and that causes him to become the bad guy in Sonic Adventure 2. So I like to see how they're going to play all that out, although I have a feeling that they might tone down Maria's death somewhat in the movies. Like, they might have a setup where Maria was very sick and Dr. Gerald Robotnik was trying to make a cure for her, but then Gunn comes in and they prevent Dr. Gerald Robotnik from making the cure to cure Maria, and Maria ends up dying from an illness. So maybe that could be a reason for Shadow to go up against humanity because of them preventing them from curing Maria. So I can see something like that happening if they decide to tone down Maria's death somewhat in the movie universe. And then another prediction I have of this movie is that either Agent Stone or Dr. Robotnik is going to be the one who wakes up Shadow. I have a feeling it might be Agent Stone because it's been announced recently that Jim Carrey might retire from acting after Sonic the Hedgehog 2. And I say might, he never confirmed that he's going to retire from acting. So until we hear more about that, I'm thinking that Agent Stone is going to take over Dr. Robotnik's role as one of the main antagonists of the movie, and he's going to be the one who wakes up Shadow, and Shadow's going to be the one who convinces him to open up the Ark Cannon from the Space Colony Ark. So I can see something like that happening. However, if Jim Carrey does decide to come back and play as Dr. Robotnik again, then we might get more insight to Gerald Robotnik, his grandfather, and how his grandfather influenced Dr. Robotnik to be who he is today. And I like to see that unfold. I like to see how Dr. Robotnik feels about his grandfather, Dr. Gerald Robotnik, like how he felt about his grandfather in Sonic Adventure 2. And I like to see how all that's going to roll out in this movie if Jim Carrey comes back to play Dr. Robotnik. And then the last prediction I have of this movie is that I think that Sonic might die in this film, or at least he's in danger of dying in this film. Like in Sonic Adventure 2, Dr. Eggman plays Sonic in this capsule, and he sends Sonic down to Earth where the capsule exploded, and everybody thought that Sonic was dead. And I'm thinking a similar thing might happen in the movie, where either Agent Stone or Dr. Robotnik places Sonic in the capsule and blasts him down to Earth, only for the capsule to explode with Sonic inside, and everybody thinks that Sonic is dead. So I think that might happen if they go with the plot line for Sonic Adventure 2. But of course, Sonic will end up being alive at the end, so I like to see how that plays out and see how everybody's reactions to it is. Now let's move it to some of the things that I want to see happen in the third movie. So the first thing I want to see happen in the third movie is have better pacing. One of my biggest issues with Sonic the Hedgehog 2 was that I felt like the pacing for that movie was a bit too fast, and it felt like a lot of the characters' relationships were rushed, especially Sonic and Tails' relationship with each other. That felt too rushed to me. So I'm hoping that when they introduce new characters in Sonic the Hedgehog 3, that they have better relationships with each other, or at least don't have the film move at such a fast pace where the relationships are not very well developed. So I'm hoping that we get really well developed relationships between Shadow and Sonic, or Amy Rose and Sonic and Tails and Knuckles, or maybe Rouge and Shadow themselves, depending on which characters they use for the third movie. But I'm hoping that we get better pacing for the third movie. Like, I'm hoping that the third movie doesn't move too fast, where a lot of character relationships get underdeveloped as a result. Another thing that I want to see happen in the third movie is have a better development for Sonic and Tails' relationship. Like, I felt like their relationship in the second movie was underdeveloped, and I was hoping that the third movie would actually develop Sonic and Tails' relationship a bit better. Like, maybe have Sonic try to be a mentor towards Tails, or be a good big brother towards Tails, and have Sonic teach Tails how to stand up for himself and stuff like that. And when Sonic possibly dies in the movie, or when he's in danger of dying, Tails is going to try to take up the mantle and try to save the world himself. or try to defeat Dr. Robotnik himself if it comes down to it. Like, I would love to see Tails actually have more moments to himself where he's able to take down the bad guys by himself this time around, because I felt like in the second movie they didn't really show Tails do that a lot, and I want to see Tails have more of a spotlight in regards to what he's able to do with taking down the bad guys and stuff like that by using his machines, or maybe have him use his tail whip, like, you know how he uses Tails to hit the enemies. I would like to see Tails get more physical whenever he's dealing with bad guys. So yeah, I would like to see Tails have more bigger moments in Sonic the Hedgehog 3 where he's able to save the world, or he's able to save other people by himself without Sonic's help. So that would be great to see. And then the last thing I want to see is just seeing Sonic just jump out of that helicopter and grabbing one of the sides of the helicopter and just going down the city while he's skateboarding, or he's just snowboarding his way down the city. So if you guys remember the opening scene of Sonic Adventure 2, you notice that Sonic gets captured by Gun, and he breaks out of Gun's helicopter, and he tears off one of the wings from the helicopter, and he goes down to the city to snowboard or something with the piece of the helicopter that he stole. So I would love to see that scene recreated in some way in the third movie. And Sonic might not be captured by Gun in the third movie. Like, he just jumps out of the helicopter, he just snowboards down into the city. So I would love to see that scene as soon as possible. But those are some of my predictions regarding Sonic Adventure 2. Like, most of these predictions might not come true. They might do something totally different with the script, and I'm fine with that, as long as it's good. What I really want with the third movie is just better pacing with the relationships between the characters, and just better pacing overall. Like, don't have the film move too fast to the point where you overlook a lot of the character building for the characters. And I just want the characters to be developed a lot better. Like, I want to see more of a deeper relationship between Sonic and Tails, in terms of Sonic trying to be a mentor to Tails and teaching him to stand up for himself or be more independent, because he might not be there to help Tails out in every situation or something like that, and just have Tails get more heroic moments. Also, I want to see more of Knuckles in this movie as well. Like, I want to see more of his relationship with Tails and Sonic. I'd like to see how well that developed over time. And of course, I want to see a lot of character development with Shadow himself. I want to see more of his character be brought to the forefront. I want to know more about his tragic backstory regarding Maria, or whatever tragic backstory they're going to give Shadow in this movie. And of course, if they introduce any female Sonic characters like Rouge the Bad or Amy Rose, I want them to have really good character development too. I don't want them to be dropped into this movie just because they're just there. I want them to have their own character arcs and how they connect with the other characters in the movie, like with Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles, and with Shadow himself. So I like to see how well these female characters are able to interact with these other characters in the movie. But those are some of the things I want to see in Sonic the Hedgehog 3, and some of my predictions regarding the movie. And tell me in the comments down below, what do you think is going to happen in Sonic the Hedgehog 3? Please let me know in the comments down below. Well, hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is Rabbitearsblog, and I'll see you guys later. Hey guys, like this video? If you want to check out more crazy content from this channel, then please hit that big old colorful subscribe button. And if you're feeling extra generous, then please support me through Patreon so I can make more awesome content for this channel.